Well, here we are again. As you can see, the Tahoe sitting behind me. Right back to where I was with the last insurance claim. Now, I will say, last time I had to make a claim against USAA, or a claim with USAA, I had to get the police involved. They showed up, and they took my truck without permission in the middle of the day. They took it to an auction house, sold my truck without my permission, and the only way I even found out was the auction house called me to get the title because they had sold it. Like, the person had already picked it up and taken it to wherever they were. But anyway, that was then. Eventually, I did get some money out of it. It was an ordeal. It took about 4 months, but I did finally get my money out of that ordeal. And I've still got the video from that, and I'll probably make it live on YouTube after this. It's been sitting on YouTube, but just as a private video. So if you want to see all that fiasco, you can look it up. So, to the Tahoe. Starting about Christmas, my wife started complaining that it would randomly pop going down the road, like the engine misfire or something. Then we noticed the radio quit working. Get into January, the heated seats quit working. The radio started, would occasionally work, make like psychotic noises. Sometimes there was a pop in the back end of the truck from sounded like the HVAC wasn't working. So we get up to the snowstorm that we had, what was that, mid-January, and she came home. She parked it right where it's sitting now, actually. And we were going to go out to dinner before the snow got here. And I went out, and the seat was stuck all the way forward. And I was frustrated that night. I'd been dealing with work issues all day. So I just left it. We just parked it. We went through about a week and 2 days worth of snowstorm. Truck just sat the whole time. There was no reason to move it. I've got my big work truck over here. I drove it back and forth to work. Well, when the snow ended, she started loading her work supplies back in the truck because she had been working from home, so she was going back to the office. And the seat was now stuck all the way back. Nobody's been near the truck. And the seat went from all the way forward to all the way back, completely on its own. So I got home about midnight and started messing with the truck. If you started the truck and let it run and you moved the seat controls, the motor would rev up to about 4,500 RPM. Why is the motor revving with the seat controls? The seat was stuck in its far back position, would not move forward, and a lot of the interior stuff in the vehicle didn't work. The overhead lights the lights in the headliner were flashing. Like I said, the motor was revving. I don't remember what all was working. Interestingly, the passenger side seat worked. And then occasionally, like I said, you would hear that pop from the back end. So I started diagnosing it. I've got this 2006 Escalade that I bought as a repo. So I just pulled some parts from it to test the Tahoe. And still nothing. Plugged my scanner in, and I had a bunch of errors on the scanner. All the body control modules and window units and seat controls, all that. I mean, it all had errors. And I hit to clear it, and when I cleared it, the dash lights went off. The speedometer and radio, all that just went off. And it came back. I've got a video of that. I may show clips of that. I don't know if I'm going to spend that much time editing this. But anyway, I start looking at the fuse panel under the hood. It's pouring down rain, by the way. And I see that a rodent has gotten to the fuse panel. Nearly all the fuses have teeth marks on them. The housing, the plastic case around the fuse panel has got teeth marks where it's been eaten out. Something got up in there. The truck's just going psychotic. So I filed an insurance claim. I pay a lot of insurance, so I've got full coverage on the truck, so I started an insurance claim. And right off the bat, the insurance rep said, "You realize this truck's 20 years old, right?" Doesn't really matter how old the truck is. I pay for full coverage insurance. You said you would put full coverage insurance on it. Why does the year matter? I'm like a lot of people. I would much rather have this old truck that doesn't have the displacement on demand crap in the motor, doesn't have that problematic 6 or 8 speed transmission. You know, these old Tahoes were really solid trucks. I've seen these things with over 500,000 miles on them. Still run great. This is what I wanted. I didn't want a new truck. So I deal with that. And he's just really just not very easy to work with. He did say, yeah, go ahead and get your rental car. So we went to Enterprise and we picked up a Challenger. And let me just go ahead and tell you, the new Dodge Challenger is one of the worst vehicles I've ever driven. Uncomfortable, horrible fuel mileage. There's no redeeming factors of the car other than the fact it looks kind of cool when you park it. My wife has complained about that Challenger every day that we've had it. It's killing her back to drive it. We honestly gained nothing out of filing an insurance claim. It's just been an ordeal. Well, they said they were going to get a tow company to come pick the Tahoe up. Since it was revving up on its own, I didn't want to drive it. So they said they would have a tow company come pick it up and take it to my mechanic. So 2 days pass, and I get a call that they can't get a tow company to come get it. So I called my tow company. They said they would reimburse me. My tow company doesn't get here until Saturday morning of that first week. They call me Monday morning, USAA, and say, hey, we've got an estimate together from your shop. And I'm, really? You've got an estimate together from my shop? It's not even open. The truck has been in my driveway until Saturday when they were closed. It was dropped Saturday in the parking lot, and the owner happens to be on vacation, so nobody has looked at my truck. There's no way that you possibly have gotten an estimate. And he hemmed and hollered around, and then he said, oh, it must be a glitch in the system. So we get through that first initial disagreement, and then I start getting calls from Enterprise saying that my rental car is not being paid for. Okay. Well, I messaged USAA, and they said, oh, we'll take care of that. It's a mistake with the system. Well, then we get up till 2 days ago. On my credit card, I have been charged for the rental car. It has not been paid for by the insurance like they said they would. I have paid for the rental car. Well, I try to reach out to USAA. Nobody will answer the phone. Nobody. Can't message online, can't do anything. There's no way I can get a hold of my representative that's handling this insurance claim. So I thought about it overnight, and I woke up this morning, and I said, screw it, I'm done. I'm not dealing with USAA anymore. I'm going to find different insurance, and I'm canceling the claim. So I called my buddy I checked the phone records. I called at 12:30 and told him, don't do anything to the Tahoe. I am completely done. Boy, that's very unprofessional, isn't it? I said, I am done. Don't touch the truck. I'm not dealing with the insurance anymore. Well, lo and behold, which I've notified USAA this morning of my frustration, and then I called my mechanic and let him know that I was done dealing with them. So I get a phone call saying that they couldn't get any information from my shop, that the estimate that was turned in by my shop was wrong, which again, my mechanic never turned in an estimate, and said that I was supplying my own parts with no way to log or what I paid for those parts or anything else. No, I didn't supply my own parts. I took parts from my vehicle that was a running driving vehicle that I had just bought. I took parts off it to the shop so they could diagnose this truck, because this truck's my wife's. and just the guy's getting super hateful with me on the phone, very unprofessional. Honestly, I just hung up on him. I just reached a point where I was done with the conversation. But he's blaming my mechanic. So I go in and I tell my mechanic, hey, he's blaming you, said that you won't talk to him, you won't provide him with any information. And he starts laughing and hands me his phone, and on the caller ID, I see that while I was on the phone in the back, Enterprise had called my mechanic to ask if my truck was there being worked on. So they call me and the shop at the same time, and when they're talking to me, they're blaming everything on the shop, and this is the first time the shop's ever heard from them. So I just told them on the phone, I'm completely done with you. I'm canceling my claim, and I'll be canceling my policy just as soon as I find new insurance. Got the truck back to the house already. I guess I'll be fixing it on my own. I really didn't want this truck fixed with used parts because this is the truck my wife drives. I wanted this truck to be the nice truck for her. She loves this truck. She's actually been mad every single day that she has to drive that Charger. The Challenger. That Challenger is not a Tahoe. So, I don't know what to tell you. I will tell you that I'm done with USAA insurance. I have made sure they know that. We're going to take the rental car back. I don't know what we're going to do about my wife getting to work. But if you were thinking about getting auto insurance through USAA, I strongly advise you to consider this. This is not my first claim with them that's been like this. This is my second claim. I don't know what else to do from here. I sat down and did the math on it. Since 2017, I have paid $45,000 for car insurance, and I can't even get a person on the phone. Let that sink in. Can't even get a person to talk to me. I'll go somewhere else. There's plenty of insurance companies out there. I don't have to keep dealing with them. So anyway, that's my sad little tale. Take it for what you want. I will be further documenting this. I don't know what steps to really take from here, but I'm not going to just drop it. It's an awful lot of money just to drop it. But